And we're joined by Ryan Smith, the Director of Planning for the City of Kelowna. Complaints are starting to pile up from people who don't like that Airbnb down the block. Obviously, it's come to your attention. What sort of complaints are coming in, and what can the city do about it?
Yeah, I mean, we hear a lot of complaints about, the housing crisis and are these taking up long-term rental units, and then complaints about, are these disruptive in neighborhoods? And these are two things that we said we were going to review and report back to council on, and we did that last week.
So, nutshell the review. What do you find?
Well, we found that, again, we're using software to track what's out there, and we're finding it challenging. Of course, people will say that they've got a license to rent for, 2 or 3 bedrooms out, and then they'll rent to 15 or 16 people and party all weekend. And that's the type of thing that I think is really just disruptive to neighborhoods, and that's where council's hearing the majority of their feedback.
So, if people are renting their places out for short term to people that are having parties and making too much noise and disrupting the neighborhood, what can the city do?
Well, again, the city can, first of all, I think on the regulatory side, make sure our regulations are clear. I think we'll also continue to work with the province and the online accommodation providers to make sure that the licenses that we issue are enforced by those online accommodation providers. So if we say a property owner has a license to rent out to 6 people, that they're also got an ad up that shows they're only allowed to have 6 people, so they can't rent to 16 people.
Right. So do you have any kind of system of fines you could apply if people run afoul of that?
We do have a system of fines today. I would say that it's quite challenging to levy fines. So we're not there 24 hours a day, and sometimes the activity that neighbors see, our team doesn't see when we get there. So we do rely on collaboration with neighbors and photos and videos that get sent in. But again, we're chasing a lot of these. We're a tourist town, and this is a component of that sort of tourist accommodation that we're, again, trying to find our way to manage successfully.
So is there any consideration being given to how the city approves short-term rentals, downtown or out in the neighborhoods? Is that under review also?
Yeah, when we talked to council about that a couple of weeks ago, we heard from council that they wanted clear rules and they wanted us to be a little bit stricter. And I think stricter meant in those residential neighborhoods, they really want us to be a little stricter in terms of, how easy it is to get a short-term rental license, how many people are on the property, and that we follow up with stronger enforcement when there are contraventions.
Right. So would that be in the works now, something just a little tighter in terms of what you approve that'll then go back to council?
Yeah, so you can expect a report back from us in September, October. And if council agrees with the changes, they would advance those and they'd be in our bylaw for next year's tourist season.
Is there any chance that could include short-term rental licenses being revoked?
There's some complexities with doing that with licenses that have already been issued, but we will look at the whole sort of the whole spectrum of challenges that we've had and how to deal with them. And certainly, again, long-term housing is a priority in the community, and that was a priority of our review as well. We know approximately how many licenses we have, and we know approximately how many people aren't licensed. And we work our way through those as well to try and make sure they either get licensed or we shut them down.
So if people are concerned about what's going on, at least you can assure them that the city is having a long, hard look at it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we have lots of resources devoted to it, and we'll continue to try and cover those resources with the fees that we charge those short-term rental providers.
Terrific. Ryan Smith, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ken.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.